Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is current political situations and conditions in Africa. And we have with us to talk about some of the current political, social, and economic situations in Africa 2010, Dr. LMadu. And Dr. LMadu, let me welcome you to the show this morning, and again to remind our audience that you are officially our expert on Africa, as you have been many, many years. And what we'd like to do today is to talk about some of the things that are currently happening in politics, in social activities, and in economic activities in Africa. And so let's start off by having you to give us an overview in a real sense of the current situation, political situation in Africa.
Thank you. Yes, you know, this 2010 has been one of the quietest, years in terms of internal political, violent actions on the continent. Most of the wars have winded down or have completely ceased. Angola is busy reconstructing, its country after 15 years of civil war between the Angolan government and UNITA. After Dr. Savimbi was killed in 2002, his group gave up fighting and brought an end to the conflict. The last African Nations Cup competition was held in Luanda, Angola, to show that the country is recovering. In Mozambique, after a long strife, the country is also rebuilding. Has one of the fastest growing economies in Africa now. I think 5.3% growth in its economy, pursuing the democratic, form of government. In the Congo, a little bit of mopping up is still going on. There's still some problems, internally. We still have the United Nations forces in the Congo, trying to bring some of the still, warring factions, if that's what you call them, to the table. But as we know, most of those still creating the problem in the Congo are nothing but what you call bandits, really, without any political ideology, just to terrorize people. Of course, Liberia is at peace now, after Charles Taylor went to exile in Nigeria, from where he was sent to The Hague, to be tried for war crimes. Sierra Leone is gradually rebuilding too, after the almost 10 years of civil strife, making a lot of progress. On the Uganda-Sudan border, you have what you call the Lord's Resistance Army. It's a group of criminals, really, who are busy raping and maiming and slaughtering people. They are opposed to the government of President Museveni in Uganda. But after half of them were thrown out of the country, driven away by the Ugandan troops, now they've settled in some parts of southern Sudan. That's already having their own problems. Yeah, terrorizing people and maiming and burning and looting and raping, it. And of course, the question of southern Sudan. Since they signed that agreement in 2005, the country, the province is kind of quiet now, waiting for the referendum in, next year, January 9th, when they will decide if they're gonna be part of Sudan or have, their own separate government. Burundi is quiet now, after years of conflict with between the Hutus and the Tutsis. The same with Rwanda. It's kind of peaceful now after the genocide and efforts to reconcile and rehabilitate the country. In terms of some of the economies, some of the countries have posted considerable gains. Botswana is doing very well. It's a place for people to go and invest. The economy is growing at an astronomical rate, and it's also a quiet and peaceful country. Swaziland is quiet and peaceful. good place to invest. You know, Lesotho is also quiet and peaceful. Mauritius, and a good place to invest. It's quiet, peaceful. Ghana, of course, you know, has been doing very well economically. And the Equatorial Guinea, despite the fact that it's being ruled by a dictator, is regarded by the World Bank now as the fastest growing country, one of the fastest growing countries in the world. Yeah, with a population of 700,000 people and oil reserves as large as that of Kuwait. You know, so there's some prosperity going on despite all the negative, you know, information concerning
As a matter
the
of fact,
continent.
I think you might say, Dr. LMadu, as we wind down for this first commercial break, that this simply represents the best report that we might get on Africa over the last 8 or 10 years. Is that right?
That's correct.
And of course,
Absolutely.
we'll continue this after this short commercial break. Segment of the show for today, we talk